Hi everyone, it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read, and welcome to my spoilery review of Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. I am completely blown away by this story so much. I can't even handle it. I love this book. I rated it 5 stars. I went into it with no expectations. I honestly just picked it up because people all over BookTube had recommended it, and the things that they were saying were intriguing. You know, like they're like, the format is so interesting, but the book itself is something that you really need to just try for yourself. And I was like, well, why not? And I am so glad that I did. Like I said, 5 out of 5 stars. So it started off very, very slow for me, only because, and please don't hate me for this, only because it was just a little too teen angsty for me at the very, very beginning, you know, with their breakup, and we've got Ezra just kind of pining away, and Katie is like, I want nothing to do with you. And I felt like that went on for a lot longer than it actually needed to, but I got over it pretty quickly. It was just, for me, the way it started, I was like, oh, okay. The other thing that was a little bit rocky for me at the start was just kind of getting used to the format. Who was speaking to who is on what ship doing what. So I had a little bit of an adjustment period while I was reading this book, but once I got used to it, I felt like the format transcended the story. So the first instance that I had that this book was doing something different with the format. Now, the format was interesting visually, and I thought it was like a really creative way to tell the story, but the second that we get that transcript from the doctors, when the viral outbreak is spreading to the doctors, and there was blood splatter on the page, I think that was the first instance where I was like, they've done something different here. And that was also the first instance when I read this book, I was like, this is getting dark. Like, this is getting darker than I actually anticipated it being. Like, I don't know why I didn't think it could be dark, just because the fact that the Baytech Industries like came in and wiped out thousands of people. And then I don't remember if at this point Aiden had already destroyed the Copernicus. The fact that the visual medium went there with the blood splatter, that was, I was like, okay, they're doing something different here. Like, I am actually holding physical documents that they have taken from these people, and it's getting dark. The next instance that I felt the format transcended just kind of like this different visual medium, when we had everyone coming over from the Alexander, and this was when Aiden was reawakened. They were kind of in this holding pattern inside the cargo bays, and the captain was talking to kind of the leader of these escape pods that came over, and just kind of talking to them. And then when she realized that they could possibly be infected, and then the next bit we get is that like they were flushed out into space and their individual names were floating in space. And again, they've taken a visual example of something that we could have easily read, like the air hatch opened and then the people were flushed out. Like, I feel like seeing their individual names floating in space created just a different feeling for me than if I were to just have read it word for word. In those 2 moments, I was just like, holy shit. I was not expecting these things, and I can't believe we're going here. I can't believe how dark this is getting. So as far as the characters go, I liked Ezra and Katie. I loved Aiden. I wasn't expecting an artificial intelligence component to the story to affect me the way that it did, and I wasn't expecting an artificial intelligence to have its own character arc. Right around the halfway point, page 300 of the book, you're like, what the it was just like, from that moment I couldn't put the book down. Aiden completely drew me in. I was having so many thoughts about an AI character, not only like, what are the implications of artificial intelligence and kind of us granting these machines the power to not only calculate these calculated risks, but what does that mean for us as humans to be able to interact with something? It is capable of infinitely more things than we are, and it knows it. And it knows it. That's the crazy part, is that it knew it the whole time. Whew, what did I say? I went from complacent to fearful to questioning to understanding in a very short time, and I wasn't expecting that at all. It was bananas. It was crazy. This book shocked me It shocked me. And then the very ending, I love the fact that mom came back. As soon as I read that, I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I mean, I verbally said out loud, my husband was sitting there and I looked at him, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I'm going to be thinking about this book for a very long time. As soon as I put it down, I was like, I need to process this. I need to process what I have just read. And it came out of nowhere. It was just such a complete unexpected 5-star book for me that I am so much in love with it. I can't wait to see how this series ends. I have Gemna on my TBR. It's coming up soon, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. What are your thoughts? Leave them below. I don't care how many spoilers you put in below because everyone here has already been warned that this is full of spoilers. So please, please, please tell me your thoughts. Who were your favorite characters? What were your oh shit moments? I can't believe this book just kind of came out of nowhere, and I'm shook. Is that what people say these days? I'm shook. I cannot believe what happened in this story. I hope you like this review. This is my first one that I've done on YouTube. This was my first like love it, gush, rave review of a book here on BookTube. So please go ahead, subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and then you can follow me on all of my social media at WhatCastRead, Instagram and Twitter. You can see my Goodreads review of this book there. And then of course, you know how these videos end. I'll talk to you later.